I didn't know nobody would like you make it.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Victoria, I'm going to hand over to you. So I'm en route now. I'm about to board the plane. So you guys can go on. I'll try to join us. So you and Faith are hosts. So, okay.
All right, sir.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Victoria, you can go ahead and start the meeting. It's already 3. So
All right, sir. Um,
Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can I be heard? Some emojis, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Victoria.
Ma'am.
Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much for the response.
Good afternoon, Victoria.
All right. So, welcome everyone to the day one of Civ Disconnect, Rise, Lead, and Strive. And on behalf of the Center for Innovative and Pragmatic Development Initiative, I'm really excited to have everyone here, and we're all happy to get this started, me especially. So, this is a powerful and very necessary conversations, and our focus for this particular session today is confidence, courage, and voice, creating safe spaces for women to lead and be heard. And I'm already seeing our amazing speakers all shining around, and it's quite exciting. So just a few housekeeping before we start. Please, let's keep our microphones muted when we are not speaking or we're not asked to speak. Then let's feel free to share our thoughts and questions in the chat. And also, please, let's make it an engaging participation and also be respectful in the process. Okay, so before we begin, we want a little welcome note from our president, Mr. Ifeanyi, or don't know if. So are you available to give us the intro or a brief opening before we kick off the program officially?
let me just do that. I want to welcome everyone to this summit. It is in commemoration of the Women's Month. Every month, every day is a day for us to celebrate, and our daughters and all. One of the things I noticed is whatever affects the women also affects the men, and no matter what, because we are all living with the same thing. We have sisters, we have nieces, we have aunts, we have wives, we have mothers, we also have daughters. And all these women also have brothers, they have uncles, they have fathers. So whatever affects them affects every one of us. So as we deliberate today, I would like for us to come up with actionable things that we can implement to make things better. We are tired of talking about the problems every time, but now we just want to focus on the solutions, on the actionable things that will build, that will help develop the girl child, and also develop, help the male child understand the things that the girl child is facing, so that they themselves will readjust to know exactly what they need to be able to put an end to some of those things. So I look forward to a wonderful summit. I look forward to learning new things. I also look forward to unlearning certain old habits that we all have that have not been beneficial to things. So thank you all very much. I would really like to participate as much as I would like to, but unfortunately, I thought I would have been where I was supposed to go to by yesterday. My flight got delayed, so they booked us for today. But again, I'm still with you. I'll be here, and I'll also ask the questions that I would like to ask. So I want to welcome our speakers, and I want to thank them for taking out their time to this particular weekend to come to share with us their wealth of experience and make us better as individuals and also as an organization. So thank you very kindly. Over to you, Victoria.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, welcome everyone. All right, so to kick off this conference, so I want to start off with introducing one of our speakers, just in no particular order, so we can excitement and the knowledge we came here to learn. Please have your pen by your side to take notes of your questions and whatever your take is during the course of this program. I'm truly, really very certain. When I saw the set of speakers, I knew we're in for a whole lot of information learning. And like Ms. Steinfein said, on learning some habits and also learning some things in the process. So I want to call our first speaker. It's a pleasure to introduce the very first speaker who's speaking to us today, CSP Omoshetemi Agbedi Ozukomo. Please, ma, I did not murder your name. Pardon. She brings a wealth of experience in leadership and public service and is deeply committed to empowering women and fostering safe, inclusive spaces where voices are heard. So we're excited to learn from your insight today, ma. Over to you. Thank you very much. So digital hands for her, please.
I don't know. I'm not hearing anything. I don't know if anybody is hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I hear you.
Welcome.
I hear you.
I'm not the person.
you.
I'm not the person speaking. I'm not the person speaking.
We
That's
can
one
hear
of the
you.
speakers.
Because I wasn't hearing the person
Okay.
speaking. That's why I wanted to talk.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, ma.
Okay, Ania.
I didn't know that my camera, my system was muted. So I was giving accolades to the organizer of this program, Mr. Ifeanyi, and to every worthy women with genuine intention for the world. Happy International Women's Day. And I want to say unequivocally that I am proud of being a woman, and I'm sure every one of us here, we are proud of being women. Can you hear me now? So that I will not continue talking to myself.
Loud and clear, ma, we can.
Yes, we can
Loud
hear
and
you.
clear. So, so I'm happy to be here today. And the topic given to me is very simple. In line with the International Women's Day theme, Women's Day and Month theme for the year, give to gain. Give to be better, to make our society better. I want to say this in starting that every woman is a leader. Every woman is a womb carrier. A friend once asked me that if there's another life and you are privileged to choose the sex that you will come with, that will you rather come as a man or come as a woman? Because you do too many things that men does. And I told the friend that in another life, I will still be a womb carrier and a woman. Because yes, if he can, she can. I want everybody in the house today to hold on tight to that. Even if not for you, for your daughters, for your sons, encourage them that if he can, she can. And that being a woman doesn't make you less human, doesn't make you less an achiever, doesn't make you less in society. Women are natural leaders. And for this purpose, on this occasion of our anniversary or celebration of Women's Day, I want to appreciate all the leaders in the house. Please clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. I want to hear the clapping. So unmute. I can see the audio, no, internet clap. And I love that. Madam Faith Eze, thank you so very much. What we go about in your place of influence, no matter where you are privileged to be, in the country, around the country, outside the country, please make an impact. So that anyone that comes across you will know that there are women, but there is a woman that I met in the course of my lifetime. How can you do that? In your place of work, are you a teacher? Are you a nurse? Are you a doctor? Are you working with a uniform organization? What example are you setting as a leader? What are you giving that can turn to gain to the world? Please, I want us to reflect on this as we continue the discussion. For instance, I will tell you about myself, and I will tell you that I'm a police officer. I protect lives and property. I detect and prevent crime. But I ask myself, as a womb carrier, as a woman, what can I do differently from what every other person in the force are doing to bring value to my nation, to bring gain to the system I work for, to bring gain to Nigeria as a country? I thought within myself, with my fellow colleagues, okay, can we go about from school to school, from places of worship to another, from community to community? Can we catch them young on the right path? Can we tell the young ones the values to uphold? Can we return the nation, Nigeria, to their prestigious place that we used to have, where everybody was proud and is proud to be a Nigerian, where the voice of every woman, every man, every child counts, where our passports is respected world over, where people are praying or begging to seek asylum in our nation. I remember back then in my primary school days, we used to have these Liberians that came into Nigeria to seek for asylum. They wanted to be part of us. They want to associate with us. So we go about, because when histories of a nation, values of a nation is suppressed, the things we see is the result of what we are seeing today. It has nothing to do with political parties. It has nothing to do with who is leading in your nation or who is heading the state or who is heading anywhere. It has everything to do with individuals making up their mind that want to make a change in my sphere of contact. I want to shine my light and let the world see. I want to give something to the system. I want to unmute the voices of everyone around me. So what do we do? What do? We go about, we talk to them, we tell them when they see something, they say something. We tell them that their lives matters. We tell them that when they tell us something, they can trust us and confide in us. What we see on daily basis, it's men and women that will tell you that, if I talk to a law enforcement agent, I'm afraid my secret will not be safe with him or her. I am afraid when I talk to a police officer, the right thing will not be done. Okay, if I see somebody stealing and I tell a police officer that, come, I just saw a man wearing black. I know where he lives. He lives in my neighborhood. Can you please arrest this person for me? They said, what you see is that the next thing, the thief will come to you and ask you that, oh, I learned you are the one that gave my information. So how do we build this trust? How do we build back leadership? How do we bring in inclusiveness? How do we make everyone in our place of work, around our sphere of contact, to know that I'm a woman and I'm different. I'm a womb carrier. I'm a game changer. I'm a womb carrier. I can, change what is happening around me. So we went about talking to our children, making them understand that, yes, your life matters, and anything that happens to you, we're a part of you. If you don't tell us, we don't know you have a problem. Can you try it and confide in us so that you will see if we will do the same thing in your past experience? And I must tell you this with all sense of seriousness. It has yielded results. We have our girl children speaking out against molestation. We have our sons speaking up against molestation. We have our sons and daughters and parents talking about abuses in their area, talking about drugs, talking about people that are changing their identity in their neighborhood. Yes, it can work. So as a leader and as a woman, I want to encourage every woman in the house that on this occasion and commemoration of the International Women's Day, we should give everything we have to gain. Are you a teacher? You're a community parent. Can you be part of the life of the children you are teaching? Can you do extra and more than others are doing? Can you look into the faces of the learners around you and tell them face to face, oh, Junior, you were very happy yesterday. How come today you're looking so sad? What happened? What did mommy do wrong? What happened to mommy? Why did you come to school late? Why not stop as a mother, as a community parent? This judgmental behavior. Because at the end of the day, say, I know my math teacher is very wicked. But at the end of the day, is he really a teacher or a server of wickedness? Why did I ask that question? I asked because if you're not impacting knowledge, if you are not making a change where you are, if you are not giving anything that can cause gain in the society, you are a waste. You have no reason being there. And I want every mother in the house to know that we'll give accounts to every man, every woman we are privileged to come in contact with. Every child in our neighborhood, we must be community parents, community mother. Either you gave birth to the child or not. If a girl child, a boy child is doing something wrong in your neighborhood, as a leader that you are in that place, as a womb carrier, you must speak up. You must correct the heels. We don't care if the man or woman will come and start fighting you, or their parents will come and attack you. You have done your own. You have done what God sent you to do. Be a part of Generation Next. We want a nation that is changed. We want a Nigeria of our dream. Can you be a part of making it work? Can you be a leader in the true sense of it? Can you carry along everyone you come across? Can you be a nurse that will not tell women, Madam, don't be me send you message, you push. Can you be the one that will show empathy, that will show love to everyone you come in contact with? It makes you a leader. When you get to an atmosphere or to an environment and you dominate the environment with positivity, not with negativity. When you dominate the environment and shine your light, we'll have the Nigeria of our dream. We're privileged in some of the places we've been to. I will tell you this story that we went to a school and in the course of our advocacy, telling our children to unmute their voices, to speak out and giving them security education. And a child, after we left, we told them, you must speak out, your voice matters, blah, blah, blah. Some of the things I've told you, some of them are on our pages, on social media, on Mute the Voices Advocacy. And a proprietress called me some minutes after we left. She said, a child in my class, in my school, came to me and told me everything the DPO said may be correct. But in my own case, my case is different. So she said she got intrigued and she asked, what is different in your case? And she said, okay, the DPO said nobody should touch our private areas. Nobody should put their genitals inside us. If anybody has done it in time past, we should speak up, that will be defended and all that. In my own case, it was done to me for my own good. Mind you, this is a girl that was 12 plus going on 13. And the woman said that, interesting, your own is for your own good. How? She said, is her stepfather. What did your stepfather do? My stepfather told me that he wants me to be the biological daughter. And the only way he can be the biological daughter is by putting his penis in my vagina. And that the more he puts his penis in my vagina, the more my blood will change to his blood. And this is a little girl, early last year, early 2 years ago, 2024, because we're in 2025 now, it happened November last year, that have not started, we're in 2026 now rather. She has not started seeing her period as her then. So the stepfather told her that the moment you start seeing your period, we will stop this thing. It means your blood has changed and the blood of your biological father has left your body. And she was barely 12 then. She was 11 plus. So what happened? This girl consented. And before you knew what was happening, we all know that in law, anybody below 18 has no consent to give, right? So any consent obtained either by fraud or from a child is no consent. So they started having sexual relationship under the watch of the mother without knowing. And about 6 months after, this abuse and violation led to early seeing of her period and maturity. And she ran to the stepfather and told the stepfather, you told me once I start seeing my period will stop. It means my blood has changed to your blood. The stepfather answered and like, yes, your blood has not completely changed. I'll be the one to tell you when your blood changes. But for now, we will continue. As the period is coming out, your father's blood is coming out, my own blood is replacing it. You can imagine how ignorant our children can be. And if there is no advocacy in her school, she wouldn't have known in her life that this is impossible, this is wrong, this is negativity and abuse of the highest order. So what happened? When she opened up, the proprietress called me on phone and like, a student came and see what the students, I said, bring her over. Should I call the mother? I said, no, bring her first. So we recorded her. And before we took her to the hospital, we invited the mother. We spoke to the mother. We explained everything. She was just weeping because she had a child for this same man. And we asked how long it has started. She told us all the story I told you. At a point, middle last year, she got pregnant for this man. I said, when you noticed that you didn't see your period, why didn't you complain to your mother? She said no, that the stepfather is the one that buys her sanitary towel. She didn't read meaning to it when she didn't see her period. It's the stepfather that asked her that, how come you are not asking me for pad? And that I told him that because my period has not come. He sensed that something was wrong. He rushed quickly to a pharmacy close by and bought some drugs for her to take. She took the drugs. That was around July. Despite the drugs, the period, she said a lump sum of period came, and after some time, the period ceased again. Long story cut short, at the time this girl was brought to the station, and when the examination was done on her at the hospital, we discovered that not only is she not a virgin, she's been violated, she was pregnant with 14 weeks, 6 days pregnancy, despite the drugs the man gave. Imagine that we didn't dominate our environment. We didn't decide to lead as women with womb in that vicinity by going to their school. She will have had a child under the mother's roof without the mother knowing. In fact, maybe the stepfather will have joined the mother to push her out of the house that they don't know who impregnated her. And the mother will have believed the stepfather over her. So that's the reason why anywhere we are, be a part of their life. On daily basis, they are all speaking. These children are speaking. A girl that lives in your neighborhood, the high balls are talking to you. You can be a leader to her by showing good example and being genuinely concerned. A woman shouldn't be a gossip. A woman should be a listening ear because we have ability to create. I think at that point, because I don't want to bore you up, I want to encourage you and congratulate you for seeing yet another International Women's Day. And the theme of the year is the theme that touches me deeply, that we should give to gain. I want to encourage you that anywhere you find yourself, even as a full-time housewife, things are happening in your neighborhood. Can you give information to gain? Can you report to parents around that see what is happening to your daughter? They can call you names, but you're a leader in that sphere, and the child will be grateful to you for life. Thank you. I appreciate you, and God bless you. That's my time.
Please, let's raise our digital hands for her. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, ma. I really appreciate it. So one thing I took is if you can't, she. Thank you, ma. So at this point, to call our next speaker, Dr. Soba Ogonna Chizoba. Please pardon me if I murder anybody's name. Ejo. So our next speaker is a distinguished professional with a strong passion for leadership, development, and personal growth. Our work continues to inspire individuals, especially women, to step into their full potential. Please, Ma, over to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the organizers, and good afternoon to all the amazing women that are here. I feel honored to speak to us today. But before I start, I want to start with a story, a short story actually. There was this woman, she was always having the feeling of not being enough. She never felt she was enough. She never felt she was intelligent enough. She never felt she was smart enough, nor bold enough. In fact, she felt she was beneath everybody. But she was always on the background watching people do the things she would desire to do. Then one day, she was appointed to lead a small group. No, but she didn't ask for it. She was just appointed to lead a small group. And at that time, this voice came. What if you fail? But a stronger voice also came and said, what if you succeed? So with that, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay.
We can
Okay,
hear
that's
you.
okay, that's fine. So, the stronger voice said, what if you succeed? Then she took it up. Did she make mistakes? Yes. But she has learned something. She has grown from who she used to be. She was not perfect in the leadership, but then she did it and she took some lessons. Now, I want to tell us that this woman can be any of us here. You agree with me that we relate with this woman. There are times we feel that we are not enough, we are not bold, we can't do this, we can't do that. But when we eventually take that bold step, we see that we may make mistakes, yes, but the important thing is that we have done it. And so today, I am happy to talk to us on the 3 topics: growth, personal development, and leadership. Now we start with growth. What is growth? What do we mean by the word growth? Growth. It simply means becoming better. Growth simply means becoming better. This growth is intentional. Sorry, somebody is disturbing my network. Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, ma.
Hello?
I hear you, ma'am.
Okay. So just know that
Can
growth has to be intentional.
ma'am.
Growth does not happen by accident. You cannot be sleeping in your house and growth will happen. No, you have to be intentional. You have to go all out to grow. Now, if you truly desire to grow, you have to do the necessary things. Number 1, if you desire to grow, you have to learn new things. I'll give you an example. You have always been a late goer. Everybody knows you in your family, in your church, or in the mosque, or in your place of work, that you and time no dey gel. You know, like you don't keep to time at all. And then you discover people have been complaining. You have this desire. I want to change. I don't want to be a late goer again. Then you start working towards it. Is that not so? What do? If it is going to work, you know you're supposed to report at work by 8 a.m. You try to wake up earlier so that you finish whatever you have to do. Then you report at work. You know, gradually, maybe the first day you're 30 minutes late. The second day, because you're working, you're growing, you want to grow. The next day, you're 20 minutes late. The next day, you're 10 minutes late. And you continue like that until you change from being a late goer to an early bird. That is growth. Then, number 2 thing you have to do in order to grow is that you have to unlearn limiting beliefs. You have to unlearn all those things they have told you, that a woman cannot be a leader, a woman cannot make money, a woman cannot be a breadwinner, a woman's place is in the kitchen, and so on and so forth. You have to unlearn them. You have to tell yourself, no, this is not the right thing to do. This is not the right way to go. So you start unlearning. You know, you start unlearning so many things you have learned, so many things they have told you in the past about the woman. You have to unlearn them. Then the next thing you do is you step out of your comfort zone. You are the person they used to know as a comer. That person start working on herself. That is stepping out of the comfort zone. If she used to wake up by 8 a.m., she will start waking up by 6 a.m. because she wants to step out of her comfort zone. She wants to grow. Now, growth can be uncomfortable, but it is very, very necessary. It's just like a seed. Growth is like a seed. You know, when you plant a seed, let's say, which seed do I use now? Let's use corn, maize. You put it in the ground. You know, for it to grow, it has to break, right? It has to break for the shoots to come out. That is how growth is. It is very, very uncomfortable to grow. But if it is something you're intentional about, you keep pushing until you achieve what you want to achieve. Now, I want you to ask, there's something I want us to do. You can type it in the chat, you can write it down and answer later. Write down these questions. How? You can answer it later, you can answer it now if you desire, whatever you like, however you desire. Now, because growth is not only about where you are going, growth is about what you are becoming in the process of growth. Yes, I want to grow. I want to grow. What am I becoming? It's not just about where you're going. It's about what am I becoming? If I grow, who do I become? What do I become? Having talked about growth, let us look at personal development. What is personal development? Personal development is investing in yourself. For instance, now, we are all investing in ourselves by coming to this summit. We are all spending our data. We use money to buy data, right? We are spending our data to be here. Why are we here? To learn new things for ourselves, to develop ourselves. But I'm sure that none of us will walk out of this summit without learning a thing or two. So personal development means investing. You have to invest your time, You have to invest your resources. You have to invest your energy if you want to develop yourself personally. Now, you also, this personal development is about conscious improvement in your physical life, in your mental life, in your emotional life. Some of us, if you want to, maybe we see that we are growing bigger and bigger and we want to get better. What do? We invest our time and energy. We start going to the gym or we start exercising ourselves. That is personal development. Then we can read. You can read a chapter a day. Read things that you will learn from. That is personal development. You can also go to YouTube. There are a lot of educational topics on the YouTube and learn. There are people you can follow that will teach you a lot. That is personal development. And then you can also learn a skill. You can, okay, let me learn how to sew clothes. Let me learn how to make my hair. Let me learn how to do my own makeup without paying somebody. That is personal development. So personal development comes in various ways. It could be psychological, it could be physical, it could be emotional, and all of that. The important thing is that we are striving to develop ourselves. We are striving to become better than we have been. We are striving to, where I am today, I don't want to be there tomorrow. Maybe if you're a married woman in your family, you used to be this very temperamental person. If you discover that, or if somebody calls, reminds you that this your way of behavior is not good, you can decide to develop yourself. You can decide to listen to tapes on emotional intelligence. And then you will see that you'll be a better person. You will no longer be that angry. You can no longer react rashly. You rather chew your words before you say it. So all these are, ways that we can develop ourselves personally. Then you surround yourself with positive people. If you want to develop yourself, if you want to do your personal development, you surround yourself with people you learn from, not people that take away, what you already know. Make sure that wherever you are found will be where if you are in the midst of people, before you stand up from that place, you must learn a thing or two. Then you must constantly practice discipline. You have to, there is no way you can develop yourself without being disciplined. I want you all to remember that small daily improvements lead to significant results over time. Even 1% improvement each day can transform your life, can transform the lives of your family members and the lives of your community members. Now, when you have grown and you have developed yourself personally, leadership follows. People will be like, this woman, the way she carries herself, the way she speaks in the public, the way, her views on matters. Let us make her our leader. And I want you to know that leadership is not a title. Please, you can be a leader without being voted into any office. You can be a leader by the way you in your office, when there's an issue, when there's a problem, the way you handle such problems, you are a leader. And as women, we are already leaders. In our families, we are leaders. Or are we not? I want you to answer. Are we not leaders in our families?
We are leaders.
We are leaders.
Yeah.
Amongst our siblings, we are leaders. Especially if God now blesses you, you are the firstborn daughter. Everything, sister, what do we do about this thing? Any small thing, sister, what should we do? Any small complaint from home, sister, that is because you're a leader. In your office, you're a leader. In your community, you're a leader. So the fact that you were born a woman, they gave birth to you as a woman, you're already a leader. Then what do this leadership, how do we carry it on? We carry it on by leading by example. Remember that you cannot give what you don't have. So you lead by example. How do you give this example? Through the growth you have received, through the way you have developed yourself. That is how you lead by example. Then as a leader, you also lift others. You don't lead and only you rise, no. As you grow, you do what? You lift others. It is one of the qualities of a leader. And then a leader takes responsibility. A leader does not play blame game. You come to your house now, there's no food. Maybe your husband comes back or your children come back from school, there's no food. Instead of you to take responsibility as a leader, you start blaming the house help. You start blaming the woman you bought food items from in the market. You blame every other person but yourself. That is not the attribute of a leader. A leader takes responsibility. And again, the last point I want to give you about leadership. A leader continues to learn and grow. You don't say, I have known it all. I know it all, I'm the Alpha and Omega. No, you continue to learn and grow. And as a leader, you can learn from your children, you can learn from your colleagues, you can learn from your subordinates, you can learn from anybody at all. The important thing is that you are ready to learn and grow. Leadership is not perfection. I want us to know that. That you're a leader does not mean that you're perfect. It is about intentionality. You are intentional about being a leader. So it doesn't mean that you will not make mistakes. No, you make mistakes as a leader. But are you ready to learn from your mistakes? If you're intentional, you learn from your mistakes. And that is what makes you a good leader. I want to leave you with this takeaway. Just know always that you are capable of more than you think. Your growth is your responsibility. Nobody's coming to wake you up to grow. It is your responsibility to grow by yourself. It is when you now make the first move, people may help you, people may, lead you, people may guide you, but you have to take the first step to be able to grow. And I also want to tell you that your leadership matters. People are waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. Your community is waiting for you. Your workspace is waiting for you. Your family is waiting for you. Where do you start from? Start from where you are. Wherever you find yourself, start from there. Don't say, until I'm made a local government chairman, until I'm made a governor, or until I'm made the president. No. Start the leadership today. Start the growth today. Start the personal development today from wherever you find yourself. And always remember, when a woman grows, everything around her grows. When a woman leads, others rise. Thank you so much for listening, and I celebrate each one of you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much, Ma. These are digital hands for our speakers so far. If you're enjoying the program as much as I'm doing, so please let's react on the chat so our speakers know that they're actually throwing points that we're actually catching. Thank you so very much. Our next speaker is actually an honor to actually introduce her. First time speaking with her was really nice. It's an honor to introduce Dr. Rita Onyezu, a respected voice in leadership and community impact. She brings valuable experience and deep commitment to driving meaningful change and empowering others. Over to you, Ma. Thanks so much for coming. Dr. Rita, Ma.
I muted myself. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know, can you see me? I can't see myself. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, beautiful faces that I'm seeing here. Thank you so much, the organizers, for doing this to commemorate International Women's Day. I'm very delighted to be here to speak to us on impact, on influence and transformation of women in our communities. When women, or rather, let me put it this way, women all over are central to community transformation. They are not just participants, but they are drivers of social, economic, and cultural change. Now, when we talk about nation development, most people think about policies and infrastructure. But the most driving force embedded into community for impactive and transformative change are women. Women today play so much transformative roles and impactive roles in their homes, in their families. Despite the limited financial resources available, women ensure that their family members are fed. Women ensure that their children are educated. Women are there to look at the homeworks or assignments that the children brought home. You talk about economic sustainability. Women are there. And the market, when they sell and buy, they sustain the local economy. In agriculture, women form a large force in agriculture. For instance, in a community I know in Abia State, during the farming season, the men simply go to the field, clear the field, leave the planting, the tending of the plants, to harvesting to women. That's what they do. So women make great impact in that area. Women all over, we know, have voice. They shape homes, they shape values, they inculcate norms into their children. Women have been making impact even in the past. They have been influential. Women like Mrs. Ramson Kuti, Fumilayo Ramson Kuti, who was a woman activist, made so much impact in advocating for women not to pay tax during the colonial era. Women like Hajia Sawaba also advocated for women. She fought against child marriage or forced marriage. Women like Margaret Abel made impact by advocating that women should be involved in politics, be elected, have the right to vote, and have the right to be voted. These are impacts that women have made in the past. And in the present, we still have women making impact today. We have women in politics. We have women like Natasha, driving with so much force, making so much impact in the life of not only women, but men in her community. We have Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who has done so much as a woman. We have Dora Akunyili of blessed memory, who has impacted so much in the life of women and even men in our communities. This impact does not stop, it still continues. You will agree with me that it is no longer fashionable for a girl to go into marriage with just what is in between her legs. No, you must go into marriage to be that helpmate that God created you to be. You must be able to make impact. You must be able to stand and contribute to the benefit of your family and your society, or even your immediate communities before you go to the larger communities society rather. Now, what are those things that a woman can do, or ways she can create impact in her immediate communities? Young girls, young adults, women should join cooperatives. Join or form cooperatives. This will help you to become financial independent. Acquire skills is very vital. You will agree with me that your university certificate is no longer enough. You must have skill. CIFDI has created a platform where skills are being learned. I encourage every young girl, every woman to join to acquire one, so that within the comfort of your home, you can contribute financially. You can earn something for yourself and also contribute to your families and even to your society. Form the small and medium businesses. Be an entrepreneur. It is very essential. Do not just sit there and depend on what your white-collar job can give you. You can also become an entrepreneur. I remember, I don't know if any of you have seen this video by Mrs. Awoshika. She's a pastor, a former managing director of First Bank, and she's also a motivational speaker. She said, she gave one story. That story was trending. I don't know if any of you have seen it, of a young lady, an entrepreneur. She started her own business, succeeded in this business, and decided on her own that she wants to do something for herself. And she wants to buy a house and buy a car of her choice. Our parents, our reasoning, how can you do this? You are not married. Which man will marry a girl that has already owned, that has a house? Which man will marry a girl that drives this kind of car you are interested in buying? Don't do that. And she asks herself, when have I started listening to what people say about me? I just do what pleases me. I just do what I think is good for me. And she went straight to Lekki Phase 1 in Lagos and bought herself a fine house, a big house. Bought herself a car of her choice. Months later, a man across the street got married to her. And she sold her house, put her money in her bank, and moved into the man's house. So what does that tell you? Birds of the same feather flocks together. So when you improve yourself, when you make impact in your life, when you transform yourself, definitely life will be transformed. So my dear girls, my dear women, we can do that. We can also transform our immediate communities, make impact by joining advocate groups like Health and Well-being, where young girls can be taught about sex education. When young girls can actually be educated on molestation, on how to take care of themselves, on how to say no, and how to protect their private parts. The police DPO spoke so much passionately on that. Honestly, things are happening, and we must rise up to be part of this change that will bring positivity in our communities. Teach girls, join advocacy group where girls are taught simple hygiene procedures. A lot of them, particularly in our communities, do not have idea of how to take care of themselves during menstruation. You can join advocacy. You can create advocacy group in order to help make make this change. Participate in modern farming technology. It is the in thing now. Bag farming around your vicinity. Create a cooperative. Learn how to do all these things. Plant crops. Plant vegetables using bags. I buy vegetables through my daughter from a lady who has a bag farm where she planted her vegetables, bell pepper and the rest of them. Honestly, she's making impact in Abuja. She lives somewhere in Ilube, in Abuja. I buy these items from her regularly. She's not only impacting herself, she's also impacting communities because she has set up a farm where she has also, where she also train young girls in this modern farming technology. Believe me, there is nothing you set your mind to do that you will not achieve once you are disciplined and focused. I take myself for example. I tell my students this story every day, every time. I don't miss word because I want them to learn that I don't have it. It's not enough. I am poor. It's not enough. I came from a family, polygamous family, so to speak, with plenty of children, with very little resources. In my own kind of family, if you manage to finish secondary school as a girl, the next thing you are asked to do is get a husband so you can move out, so that the boys can come up. But I refuse. I refuse to do that. And my father told me that if you want to go continue your education, I don't have what it takes to do that. I don't have the resources to sponsor you. But I insisted. I took up a receptionist job for 1 year after my secondary school, just to be able to raise a little fund for myself. I wanted to study nursing, but that year I couldn't get admission. The following year, I got admission into a college of education to study home economics, which I didn't regret till today. I went in and I started my little buying and selling while in the university, while in the college of education, just to be able to make ends meet. While I was there in the college of education, I was never among the happening girls. Why? Because I don't have clothes. I don't have one and a few shirts, which I recycle almost every semester. I go to evening fellowships. That's the only thing I do. I don't go to church on Sundays. Not because I don't like going to church on Sundays, not because I'm not a Christian, but because I don't have what to wear. So I limit my church going to only weekdays where nobody is interested in what you were wearing. That was all I did. Today, I do not just have a degree, I have 3 degrees. That was because I put my mind to it. I was disciplined and I was focused. And I tell every young girl today that you can do the same. You can do the same. You do not have to. When I go out in the evenings in the vicinity where I live, I see young girls on skimpy clothes standing by hotels looking for men. They call it, I don't know what they call it these days. And you tell, a few times I have been opportunity to interview a few of them. Why are you doing this? And the answer they give is, I don't have anybody to train me. This is all I could do to survive. And I told them, no, this is not all you can do to survive. You can do much more. You are a woman. You can do a lot for yourself. So I stand today to tell every woman, every young girl here, that you can achieve anything you put your mind to do. Once you're focused, once you're disciplined, you are committed, and happy International Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Wow, that was really insightful. Thank you so much. Digital hands are flying in left and right. Thank you so much. So our next speaker is Amara Wanoro, a child psychologist and a graduate of the Voldemort University. She's passionate about shaping young minds and contributing to the future through education and personal development. Nice to have you here, Tosi Amara. Again, please, the mic is yours. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, Crystal.
Hello. First of all, happy International Women's Day. I think it's a good thing to celebrate and to just, continue to show up as ourselves and to celebrate us as women all the time. So yeah, my name's Amara Wanro. I graduated from Vanderbilt last summer. I graduated with a degree in psychology and gender. So, yeah, and I'm excited to be here today. Thank you all for having me, and thank you to the previous speakers as well. Thank you for your words. I really love it. Anyways, I'll probably keep this really brief, because this has been such a great seminar and everything. What I wanted to talk about today was just about celebration and how we show up to celebrate ourselves. Because I think that as a woman, especially as a young woman, just where I'm at, I think many people can identify that with this, but there haven't been a lot of times where I've taken time for myself to celebrate me without someone else having to say, oh, you did a good job. Oh, this is good. Someone else providing the value to me when really and truly the value should be coming from within myself, and I should be able to know that. Um, so yeah, for instance, I remember when I was in college, I had a really great semester, had a 4.0, I had gotten all A's and everything, and I was really, really excited about it. And it was after like a long, grueling semester. I had advocated for myself from different professors and just the university as a whole. And once I had accomplished it all, I was just kind of like, okay, on to the next thing, which is not necessarily a bad mentality to have, because as people, we're always moving forward. We always want to continue to create, always want to continue to innovate and progress in everything. And there was a lot of work that I had put in that I wasn't acknowledging for myself. And that is a discredit to myself. And I think that as, mothers, sisters, people in the household, community members, and such, I feel like oftentimes we just kind of push ourselves and want to continue to be helpful in spaces that we're in without taking the necessary time to realize, hey, I did this. This was a good job, and I provide value where I'm at without having to wait for someone else to tell us that we are valuable. So I think that taking just some time to celebrate, um, is good. I also think, especially because women are, as we all know, are not valued or respected in the way that we should be as, byproduct of like patriarchy and just how misogyny works as well. And just how it shows up in day to day, not just from society, but also within ourselves. Um, so knowing that and just kind of knowing there isn't going to be a moment where all that you do and all the value that you provide and all the work that you've put in is going to be fully and wholly acknowledged by society and by others just by virtue of the way that patriarchy works. So if we're going to keep waiting on, oh, one day someone's going to say good job, or one day someone's going to understand the value that we hold, sometimes that does happen, but if you're going to stay and wait around for that, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And I think that sometimes I've seen it in some of my college peers and such. Sometimes we get lost in that and not knowing the value that we hold. So just kind of taking the time to understand where we're at and just celebrate. Like, I think a speaker before me said that, there's progress to be made every single day, just even showing up a little bit by little. There is celebration in that. There is celebrating who we are, who we were, and who we are going to continue to be, and who we want to be in the future. There's celebration in showing up, there's celebration in working hard, there's celebration in understanding the value that you behold for yourself and your community. So I think that we should push back on narratives of just like we have to like continue to of just go, 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 go without taking a second to I did a good job today. And to just really affirm yourself as women, to affirm yourself as community members, to affirm yourself as a sister, as a mother, as just a person who shows up every single day. Like, we need to affirm ourselves because we are valuable, because we are who we are, not just because we're women, even though being a woman is very valuable. Like, I love being a woman. As one of the first speakers said, if I had to choose in every life, I would choose to be a woman every time. I wholly believe that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Thus, I want to celebrate that for myself. So just, yes, not letting narratives of how of placing our value in how we serve others. We don't need to only value ourselves based on what we can do for others as well. It's great to be a server. I love serving others. I think that it's helpful to my community and makes me a better community member, a better teacher, a better sister, a better daughter and everything. And I have value outside of my role in other people. I have value for myself and for what I want to do for myself. So yeah, like I said, it was gonna be brief. I didn't want to hold up anybody today too much, but yes, that's all I have. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. Please, our digital hands for all our amazing speakers. They have been awesome. I've been taking mental notes, physical notes, and all the notes they have been. Thank you so much. So it's time for questions for us to get clarity on some of the notes we've taken, and to ask questions bordering us concerning the conversation. So if you have questions, please raise your digital hands and you have to speak to ask your questions. Also, Faith, please help us check the YouTube if we have questions there on the chat section. Thank you. Questions, guys? Okay. So I will await. All right.
None yet. We're expecting from you.
Oh, thank you. All right, we have a hand up. Ama's Mother's Corner. You can unmute your mic and ask a question. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I just came in when the last person was talking before Amara.
Okay.
Talking about, when she was in school, all what, she went through. And it hit me too. I know I went through that. I know in those days, they prefer to pay school fees for the boys and leave the girls alone. So I remember myself, I was school fees wasn't paid for my own time, but they paid school fees for my brothers. And I was left, at home, not going to school. But I told myself that I will work out that school fees. So I started frying akara. I will fry akara. I sell things at what people need at a particular time. In the morning, very early in the morning, I will go and sell akamu, sell sugar. I'll hawk it around my village. When these school people are finished going, I will go and sell a peanut and banana. When it is afternoon time, I will go and sell agidi with stew or jollof agidi, Then in the evening, I'll fry akara, I'll fry plantain. That's how I was able to raise that school fees that wasn't paid for me. So, and I told myself I will not be deterred. I will go to school. And that is how I was able to raise my school fees. And I went back to school. But my mom, especially my mom, knew that I meant all I said. And today, I want to thank God. So as women, we shouldn't give up. Auntie, thank you for that. I think I came in at the right time. I forgot the time again, whether it's 2, whether it's 3. I just quickly remember, I say, wow. And when I log in, you are just speaking to me, or you are just saying what I went through as well. So please, we shouldn't give up. Those clothes that are not good, we wear it. And when we start wearing the fine one, we go pepper them. And God will do what no man can do in our lives. So please, women, don't give up. Don't give up. We will not die just, like that. We will die as an institute. And people will know that of a truth, God has brought us to this earth, and we will not put our Lord Jesus into shame. Thank you very much, Ma. I think God brought me in at the right time. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. Uncle Fanny, God bless you. And Amara, thank you. Yes, sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves. Women, let us celebrate ourselves sometimes. We will not pull anybody down. Let's join hand and pull people up. Thank you very much, man. God bless you, man.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma. Any other person? Your words were really insightful and really nice. Do you have questions? Guys, let's ask questions or give our contribution, just like Ama's Mother's Corner just did. So we know that we are learning from each other. The learning curve is always continuous and it's a cycle.
Please, if you can't speak, we can type on the comment section, please.
Yeah, very true. If you can vocalize your questions, please let's utilize the chat session and answer question as well as the comment section of it. You joining from there as well. Mr. Albert, the mic is yours.
Please,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm not a woman, but I came from a woman. And I appreciate this moment to eulogize the virtue of a woman. Speaking from the clergy standpoint, I saw that a woman is the builder of the home. The scripture said a wise woman builded a house, but a foolish woman plucks it down. So the place of the home making and the home building, the place of a woman in the home building cannot be overemphasized. And we see that if the society is kept, the woman finding her place, it's addressed as a weaker vessel, but weaker in this position. But if a woman meant to pull down a kingdom, she can pull down a kingdom. She meant to build a kingdom, she will equally build a kingdom. So that when the breakdown of the moral fabric of the nation starts from the womanhood. So the onus is on us, from the pulpit, from the classroom, from the various institutions, to help educate our women to take their place in the scheme of things. And one of the speaker emphasized the gory period she went through, and she was determined not to sell her virtue, to sell her pride. She did the meanness of jobs, meanness of job to keep her virtue, her pride. And today, she could stand and speak, and she's a strong voice to society. I was inspired to write a book, The First Words of the Priceless Woman. I have 50 copies of the book, and the book has gone around hard copy. I'm here to make it available in the online space, Amazon also, so that it could be easily accessed. In the book I wrote, the introduction set the stage by emphasizing the centrality of a home in human life, highlighting its role in shaping identity and value. It promises a journey celebrating home building and the vital role women play in it, aiming to transcend stereotypes, drawing inspiration from Proverbs 31, which envisions women as impactful leaders and trusted friends. The narrative stresses unity, love, and submission in marriage, culminating in a reflection on the complexity of human experience. The upcoming chapter offered chances for self-discovery, deeper understanding, welcoming auditors to explore the diverse faces of existence, the contribution of women to society. When a woman said, "Eat, don't worry, you will have it," a true woman, indeed it will be so. That was exactly what Jezebel told Ahab. Is it this that is disturbing you? Although she went it in a very terrible way, but she got it. We found also a woman in the Bible called Abigail. She was married to a foolish man, but her wisdom and prowess didn't show that foolishness of the man. You see how she used her prowess to shield her husband from destruction. So the place of the woman in the society, first, the building of the home front, and by extension, the entire society, cannot be overemphasized, cannot be overlooked. I'm educated today courtesy of my mother. She said, "Son, you must be educated." My dad said, "No, just go bar boy, go be an apprentice." And the men want to relinquish their position. He doesn't want to spend anything, but at the end of the day, they want to sit back and get some gain. And my mother said, "No, whatever it takes, son, you will go to school." And that was how I became a graduate and where I am today. So a round of applause to our women. Keep pushing, keep moving. The society has your back because you are the backbone of the society. God bless you all. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks so much, Mr. Albert. Thank you so very much. So we have questions on the chat, though not specific to any of our speakers, but we could answer which one speaker wants to take the question. So the first question here is, please. Yeah, how can I build confidence when I constantly doubt myself? not sure our speakers want to help us address that question. How can I build confidence when I constantly doubt myself?
Okay. Okay. Can I answer? Can I try to answer?
Please, please, ma'am.
You know,
Yes.
you build confidence, number one, by coming to this kind of program. You build your confidence, you know, by listening to Women's Summit, by reading. You identify mentors, maybe on YouTube. YouTube is, you know, just on our palms. You follow them. You practice. You understand? If it is, for instance, if it is about public speaking, if you lack confidence in speaking publicly, you can go and read, you know, read so many authors, watch so many people talk about public speaking. And then you practice. You gather people in your locality, gather your friends, tell them, okay, I'm trying to do this, rate me. You will talk, you allow them to rate you, you know, by constant practicing. And by removing fear, you know, what makes you think, what removes your confidence is fear. So the only way you kill this fear is when you watch other women. I give you an example. When I was pregnant for my first child, many years ago, you know, fear, I would always be afraid. How am I going to? I heard that labor is very painful. How am I going to go through labor and bring forth this child? Then one day, a woman, a woman too, as young as I was then, visited my neighbor, and she too was pregnant. Okay, and later they said she had put to bed. I said, okay, if she can do it. Her name was Chikodile. I said, okay, if Chikodile can do it, she's my age mate. I can do it. So when you watch other people around you, people that are your mentors, now you're hearing stories. The other speaker, Dr. Rita, told us her story. And today she's a very, very senior person where she works, a very, very senior person. So confidence, you build your confidence by listening, by practicing, by having people that you call your mentors and follow them on social media, you know, read about them and pray too. I believe in prayer too. Your confidence will be built. I don't know if anybody has anything to add.
I have
Thank you
You
very
have
much.
said it, you have said almost, you have, okay.
I
Take
have
on,
something
Tima.
to add. There is something that I learned while I was in school, and that is, if you can't do it while you are yourself, do it scared. Okay, let's say you are afraid of doing a public speech. Instead of trying to do it when you are perfect, do it when you are scared. Even in that your tensed period, it will build your courage to keep going. Because during that time, I studied nursing. We'll have, during exam, you have 10 minutes to do demonstration on how you will take care of your patients. And you know that this is your mark. If you don't do it, you are receiving that course. So even if you are afraid to face your lecturers, to face the crowd or whatever, you have to do it. So take that step, like, I must do this. Even if it kills me, I will do it. If you're afraid of appearing on camera, set your phone. Continue practicing. Maybe every day, talk to your camera for 30 minutes. If you keep it up, before you know it, you will get the courage to do what you can do. Thank you.
Thanks for that contribution, Angela. Anyone else?
Okay. You know, having confidence in yourself is not an easy task, but it's something that you must build. You just have to build it within yourself. You must have this positive outlook. You must believe that, okay, I want to do this thing. It's either go wrong or it goes. It's either I fail or I pass. Nobody is going to kill me. If people go, if a footballer's going to pitch to play, it's either they win or they lose. If I'm called to speak, it's either they applaud me or they say I didn't do well. So the first thing you must do, you must give yourself is, let me go and try. It's not going to kill me. Have that at the back of your mind. I will do it. Whether I pass or I fail, I will do it. Once you build this inner strength in you, you overcome this fear. Because all that's happening to you is just fear. And that you must overcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
Ma.
Victoria.
Thank you, Ma. Anyone else has something to impute into that question before we go to the next question? Okay. So the next question, I guess, I think that has been answered, but I'll just read it through since it was asked. How do I speak up when I feel ignored or undervalued? Any of our speakers want to help us with that? Because I think that's more like a follow-up question to being confident and constantly having self-doubt.
I think she has a
Dr. Bonner
follow-up
has asked.
question. She has a follow-up question. How do I speak up when I feel ignored?
Yes,
She
or
put it on the
undervalued.
chat.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
I feel undervalued, you continue making efforts until they allow you to speak, because it's
Exactly.
your right to be heard. So you continue, seeking to talk until they allow you to speak, because it's your right to speak. That's my perspective.
Okay. What do you do yourself when you go out to, mingle with your friends? What do you do? Do you go out among people and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and you keep looking at your phone until the end of that sit out? Yes. What do you do? If you are also that type that does that, and you suddenly in between, after a long while, people have been talking, people have been chatting, people have been making comments, you never contributed anything. And after a long while, you suddenly want to say something. Obviously, they will be like, who is this? I thought she's married to her phone. She came here. So I tell people that you must also when you go into a place, strike up a conversation. Was this it like that in your own place? Just say something. And from there, a conversation starts. And I don't think anybody will ignore you anymore. But if you decide to marry your phone as soon as you sit down, people will begin to look at you as a snob. And I see a lot of people come out to complain. This same question you asked, I've seen my students have come to me to ask me this question. And what I'm telling you people now is usually my first question to them. What do you do when you go out to mingle with your friends? Because what you do is important. Thank you.
Thank you, amazing speakers. I love the energy at which we're dealing with the questions. Thank you so much. I have a question for CSP Omoshetimi. I think this is brought out from the conversation of the girl who was able to share herself, the one who shared the molestation from her stepfather. The question is, what advice would you give to a woman who is struggling with self-doubt or fear of being judged? I'll read the question again. What advice would you give to a woman who struggles with self-doubt or fear of being judged? Well, you're currently muted.
Okay, let me attempt it. What advice you give to a woman who is Who is
Who
struggling with the
struggles with
fear of
self-doubt? Yeah, of fear of being judged.
self-doubt, of, all this boils down to lack of self-confidence. That is why we keep emphasizing. It's not easy. When we talk like this, it will be like it is an easy thing. It is not easy. But like I always say, you practice. You stand in your mirror. When you stand in your mirror and look at yourself, you will see the handiwork of God. That one alone will raise your confidence. Okay, I am well made. I was well created by my God. Therefore, my voice will be heard. So, but if you tell yourself, I am not good enough, I am not smart enough, I am not intelligent enough, that is self-doubt. You start doubting yourself. How do you step out of that your comfort zone? You start from your family. You start, if there are conversations going on in your family, you partake. A lot of women relegate themselves to the background. They talk about football, you cannot talk. They talk about politics, you cannot talk. They talk about academics, you cannot talk. There has to be you have to be counted for something. And you cannot, be confident if you don't read. You read, you inquire, you ask questions, you practice. You have friends, you have one or two friends. And when if you're with somebody you call your friend or even your family member, and you see that you're talking and they are giving you listening ear, why won't people outside give you a listening ear? So please try to conquer the fear. It is fear that makes you to doubt yourself. It is fear that makes you to lack confidence in yourself. First, somebody taught me, every morning, if you wake up, when you finish, look at yourself at the mirror. Admire the work of God in you. When you look at yourself, then you also remember that there are your mates that are already dead. So you are a very lucky person to be alive. That is enough for you to be confident in yourself. You're not here just to exist. You are here to make an impact. Therefore, you do not have any need to doubt yourself. Thank you.
Okay, I would also like to contribute a little on this. I know that most people that are having this problem of confidence arises from language. Language. Hi. I don't know who will start laughing at me. I give you an example of a lawyer friend. She's a lawyer, a trained lawyer. But she works with one of these ministries. And lawyers that work with ministries don't go to court most of the time. They're just there to sign contracts. And suddenly she was transferred from that ministry to Ministry of Justice. And in her office, she's to go to court and represent federal government for one thing or the other. And she ran to me one day and said, hey, my God, I'm sent to court. I have never been to court before, stand before a judge to argue a case. What am I going to do? I don't even have the language. I have forgotten all these law languages in school. What do I do? And I now told her, I said, your only option, just like Dr. Gunnar has been emphasizing, is to what? Read. Go back and start reading. Practice it. And you will overcome it. Continue reading. So for most people who lack confidence, it's language. But I tell you, you can overcome it with practice. Like I said before, it's either I pass or I fail. But over time, you will no longer be a failure. You will become a success. Keep practicing, and you will succeed. And your confidence will be built up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama.
Oh.
That's all. All right, Amara, please go on.
Yeah. Kind of piggybacking off of what the two others have said for this question, it's definitely there's this saying that is fake it till you make it, which is essentially, for instance, if you're not confident in a room or you feel like you don't belong in a room, you just have to fake like you really do. Like you have to pretend, you have to practice until it actually shows up. It's a constant choice to continually believe in yourself and to show confidence for yourself. It's definitely self-confidence, it's definitely self-esteem, especially with being women, everything, because there is always going to be someone who's going to doubt you because you're a woman. And that's just the reality of it. And we can't let that dictate who we are, because then that's someone else writing our story, not us writing our story or God being the all-time author of our story. It's we we are who we are, and we should know the value that we have. And even if you don't know the value, practice. Like the doctors have already said, practice every single day. Find a little way that you can show up and try to gain more confidence and try to develop more confidence. If you're in a room and you don't feel comfortable yet leading that room, just show up in the room at first. Say something in the room, even if it's just one thing. Start small. Then you can keep building that and building that, because confidence is, there are some people who have it naturally, but confidence is both a trait and a skill. You need to keep trying to master it every single day. There are so many people who have all the accolades, all the awards, all the degrees, who still show up in a room and don't think that they're qualified to be in it because they're a woman or because they're any other marginalized identity. And there are also going to be other people in the room who agree with that statement when it's just not true. So just being able to discern the truth from the lies, it takes practice. It's not going to happen the next second, the next day, sometimes not even in the next year. But when you look at yourself, even next week, have you grown a little bit from right now? Have you tried to build up your confidence? Have you tried to block out what other people are thinking by turning up the volume of what you think about yourself? So I think in that way, you just have to keep building it. And it's a long journey, but one day you're going to realize, oh, like I want to be in this room, so I'm going to be in the room. Oh, I want this thing, so I'm going to go and take it. It is anybody's for the taking. Why not yourself? Why not you? There is no good answer for why not you. The only reason why you can't get something is because of you. You set your own limits. When the sky can be your limit. If you're saying, oh, I can only get this, when you have the capacity to get every single thing that you want, you're only going to get that small thing. So just open like everything is for the taking for you. So just keep building it and keep trying to develop that skill of being confident and having self-esteem and everything, and it will eventually come.
Thank you very much. I want all of us to give our digital hands for our speakers. They've been incredible so far. Really incredible. We appreciate you. Do we have any questions? Okay, thank you so much. I don't know if we have final words from the speakers for all of us then, as we round up the program for today. Okay, so Faith is has a question. All right, over to you, Faith.
Hi everyone. I just want to say some few words. Thank you all for joining the meeting today. For me, as women, we should always learn to speak out. We should always try to speak out, and also training our young girls to speak out, because speaking out, like being open, starts from when we're little. If we're timid, we'll always grow up that way, unless you are able to overcome that situation when you grow up. Let's build confidence in ourselves. Always praise yourself as a woman. If you wake up every day, tell yourself, if nobody is telling you are beautiful, tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm bold. When you go out, feel confident in yourself. Always come out of that space that you have put yourself in. For me, while growing up, I always reserved my thoughts. I don't share how I feel. Like I don't openly speak out to people what I feel. So I always reserve so people don't feel hurt. But it does not help either ways because you are always going to get hurt by other people without speaking out your own thoughts. So we should always try to be confident in ourselves. Thank you, our speakers. I really enjoyed the section. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Faith. So final words from our speakers.
Well, like I have always said, that has been my motto, and I will continue to say it. As a young girl, or as a young adult, as a woman, be disciplined, be determined, be intentional, and be focused. And the sky is your limit. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, my final word to everybody here is, my final words actually, not one word. Step up, speak up, and show up, and everybody will hear you. Thank you.
So my final words, just continue to develop yourself, continue to develop your self-confidence, and be who you are in every space that you're in. The space is yours. You can dictate the space however you want it. It is yours for the taking. The sky is your limit, and you can have anything that you want or need as long as you work for it. And you are deserving of all the good things, all the accolades, and everything that you can get. Just keep working for it and take time to celebrate yourself while you're doing that, because showing up and doing the work for yourself and continuing to achieve things is a great accomplishment, and you should take time to celebrate that for yourself and continue to celebrate the value that you hold.
Okay. And from me here, my final words to the lovely women in the house is that be intentional, as other speakers have spoken. When you see something, say something. Be a community mother, be a community parent. Let everything happening within your vicinity be your business so that we can have a better world. Make it a better place for me, for you. And God will help us. Thank you so much for the time in here. We appreciate the organizer of this event, and we say yes, if he can, she can. Thank you very much.
It's a round of applause to all our amazing speakers. They have done enormously well. And as a form of reminder, we have another session next Saturday on the 28th of March. I will look forward to be overfilled as we have been overfed today. Thank you all so much. And to everyone over here, thank you all for coming. I will look forward to seeing everyone again, same time next Saturday. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See you next Saturday.
See you.
Thank you all. God bless
I'll be
you.
available that 28th.
Bye.